Hello everyone and welcome to Pivot with Confidence Day 2. So, who enjoyed Day 1? Let me know below what you thought and what your biggest takeaway was and how brilliant was Kylie. I'm so grateful for her for sharing with us all yesterday, and of course don't forget to comment on yesterday's video and today's video. Drop a me below and let us know that you've watched this, so that you can go in the draw to win one of her 2 awesome workbooks. And drop a hashtag live or hashtag replay if you're watching live, or if you're watching this on the replay, so I know how you tuned in as well. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in yesterday and today. And of course, if you didn't watch live yesterday, you can also scroll back through this and through the group and watch yesterday's recording as well to see it again. So, thanks for letting me know what your biggest takeaway was, and let's dive into today. So, pivoting with confidence. We're experiencing the great reimagination of work, as we talked about yesterday. So, first thing I want you to do is picture yourself in 5 years' time. The old classic, where would you be in 5 years? If you lived out your ideal life, if you had the confidence to pivot, to take on whatever you want to take on next, knowing that you'd have a 100% success rate at whatever you chose to do, where would you be? What would that life look, what would that life look like? Let's work on building that. That's all we want to achieve. So I want you to close your eyes and just picture yourself waking up, and it's your dream day and your dream life. You're off to your dream job, or maybe you're not off anyway. Maybe you've got a job where you can work from your bed, or you're on holiday because, you've got a team of people working while the money just keeps rolling in whether you're there or not. So what would that look like when you wake up and you're living your dream life in just 5 years' time? What are you wearing? Who's around you? Do you have a partner or kids or more kids? Like who's around you in that space? Do you have a team of people around you? Where are you living? What sort of house are you in? What do you wear? Do you get up and go to the gym straight away? Do you make a coffee straight away? Have you given up coffee? Are you at a beach? What does it look like to wake up to the ideal you that's got so much confidence? How do you greet people? Just start thinking about that. You can open your eyes again. And if you want, pause this or after this, if you're watching live, and just write down everything that comes to mind when you picture your ideal self in 5 years' time. And just keep that in your mind. Come back to this, work on it each day, closing your eyes, picturing and writing it out. It's that whole imagineering thing that Kylie spoke about yesterday. If you could do anything in this world, knowing you'd have a 100% success rate, what would you do? That's what we're wanting to pivot towards. Because you can have a 100% success rate, because the way I like to see things, you don't ever actually fail unless you quit. Yes, it's going to be hard taking those first steps towards wherever it is that you're going. And you may feel like you've got it wrong or that you've failed. But as long as you don't stay down, as long as you pick yourself up and turn, that failure into a lesson and find something to learn from that and take away and, grow from that, you've never actually failed. So you can have a 100% success rate if you never quit. I like to think that I've got a 100% success rate because I don't quit. And pivoting can be different to quitting. If you've realigned yourself to a different purpose, a different direction, you haven't failed. You've just found out more of who you are and who you truly are and where you want to be. So that's the sort of mindset I want to give you for today to think about during this masterclass and going forward in the coming days and weeks, and just setting yourself up for success by picturing yourself getting a 100% success rate on whatever it is you want to do in life. So I want to talk about the purpose versus passion and give a bit of a recap on that Kylie talked about yesterday. So just coming back to, what is the difference between purpose and passion? Your passion is for you and your purpose is for others. That doesn't mean they have to be separate things. They can overlap. If you have something that you're passionate about, that also serves others and becomes your purpose. And that's That's what we want to find. That's a golden key to life right there in the middle. So your passion is self-serving. It's about your emotions. It can make you feel really good, gives you that buzz, that high, because you're doing what you love and time flies by, but passions can come and go. Just think about, is there anything in your life that you used to love, but you don't anymore? You know, something that was a passion at some point in life, but not now. Whereas purpose tends to be more long-term. So you can turn one of your passions into your purpose, as I said, by using it to serve the greater good. Your purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, primarily for others. It's about doing what contributes, rather than the passion is doing what you love or following your bliss, as Kylie said. So where passion can be all over the place, wild and exciting, purpose is much more focused. You know what you're working towards. What I explained earlier, the visualization, there's an end goal that you're working towards that's going to help lots of people. It's very focused. So to live a truly fulfilling life that will make you happy long term, make sure that when you do pivot towards something new, you find a way to serve others so that you can live out your purpose. You don't even have to flip the script and do something crazy and different. You may not even need to change careers. There might be a way for you to pivot right where you are at now and just find a way to better serve others within your current role or within your current company. It might be a different role that's more fulfilling for you. Finding a way to live a life of service will always keep you feeling fulfilled. And again, any role can be of service depending on how you approach it. Or it may be that you stay in your job that you're passionate about, that keeps you happy, or might not keep you happy while you're there, but it's something that allows you the freedom, outside of work hours to go live your purpose. You can serve people. If your job allows you time to, donate your time towards the charity or something, it makes you a lot of money so you can donate to a charity. There's different ways to create purpose without it being, your 9-to-5 job sort of thing. But if you can find something that you're so passionate about that does serve others, it's that whole, you'll feel like you'll never work a day again in your life again, which is what Kylie and I were talking about yesterday before we went live, is how, it was daylight savings changing for us in New Zealand and Australia, and it's getting darker earlier. We work and work and work until it's dark. So it's really good. I like winter because I'll stop working earlier, whereas in summer I can easily work till 9 o'clock because it doesn't feel like work, because I'm just enjoying serving others all day. Now you might be saying, now Bronte, how do I take the brave step outside of my comfort zone and make the change happen? Well, unfortunately, as humans, we don't make big changes because we want to and we know it's going to benefit us. Fortunately, we stay sitting still, and we only make changes when the discomfort of staying where we are outweighs the discomfort of taking the action and going through the growing pains of doing something differently. Yes, I said it, there will be growing pains when you go out and try something new. Like I said, it's that not failing. It's that trying something, getting it wrong, picking yourself up, finding a lesson, trying again. That's the growing pain of discomfort. But this is why using our imagination and visualizing is so important. It's such an important tool. Imagineering, as Kylie called it. We have to reprogram our mind by visualizing the extent of the discomfort of staying where we are and visualizing the joy of getting where we want to go in order for us to actually go through the process to get there. Visualizing the exact steps you'll take and imagine yourself along the journey makes it a lot easier for us to take the steps in real life. Our brain can then see the change isn't as scary as we've been making it out to be. But what happens if we get things wrong and it doesn't go exactly according to our visualization plan? What happens if it does get scary and makes it harder to move forward? Or with your visualization, you want to try visualizing every possible outcome for the step that you need to take. Picture yourself getting it wrong in every possible way and work out what you'd do next to get it right. Visualize all that. By playing out every possible scenario in your head and how you'd react first makes it a lot less scary if it happens in real life. And most importantly, imagine the absolute worst possible scenario and be mentally prepared for that, because it will unlikely happen, and so whatever does happen won't seem so bad because you've prepared yourself for the worst. Another way to look at it is to focus more on the present and less on the past and less on the future. Learn to enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride, and focus on where you are now and just what the next step is. Don't worry about what's happened before and how many times you've fallen over and gone it wrong and failed and chose the wrong career and should have done this earlier. Don't worry about that. It's out of your control. It's happened now. And there's plenty of lessons to learn and take away from what happened in the past. And don't stress out about the future and all the things that possibly could go wrong. Or, some people are even stressed about what happens if they get it right. They're like, can I take things on if I am successful, if I do get it right? Don't stress about that. You've mentally prepared yourself for all the possible outcomes of your current situation and how you'll overcome anything that might happen. So now go make it happen. Take that bold action, that first step. And another thing to remember is that for the majority of people, you're not scared of failing. You're scared of others seeing you fail. Think about that. You're not scared of failing. You're scared of other people seeing you fail. If you fall over and no one sees it, if you trip up while you're walking, no one sees it, are you embarrassed? No. It's only if you trip up and people around you saw you trip up that you're embarrassed, right? The same thing applies everywhere. So stop worrying about other people's opinions. One of my favorite sayings is other people's opinions don't pay your bills, so why worry about them? Other people's opinions won't determine your success or not, so stop worrying about it. Anything that's outside of your control, stop worrying about it. And if it is inside your control, do something about it. Another thing to think about is that when you're planning out your goals and where you want to go, you've thought out your ideal self in 5 years' time and how you're living, how you're waking up, who's around you, all those sorts of things. You've got the goal. It's a good goal if you don't know how to reach it. You shouldn't know how to reach your goal. If you know how to reach your goal, then you're not stretching yourself outside your comfort zone. Because your comfort zone is like the zone of things you know how to do that you're comfortable doing, right? So if you set a goal and you know how to do it, it's not outside your comfort zone. To be outside your comfort zone, to build more confidence, your goal must be outside of it. You don't want it so far out that it's impossible, because you need it. It's called a zone of proximity, but it's a whole nother talk for another day. But you have a stretch goal and then you break it down till it's a small goal that you don't know how to achieve, but it's just outside your comfort zone. The goal should be set slightly above your ability. That's what I was trying to say. So you can have your stretch goal of 5 years from now, or even a year from now, just the next big change you want to make, and then break that goal down into 5 key moves. And you might not know what those key moves are yet. Might be have some research and some pondering. You might have to ask people who have done what you're trying to do, ask them how they did it, to find out what those 5 key moves are. In fact, that's something I'd highly recommend. Is if you're trying to get somewhere, find someone who's already done it and ask them what would they recommend the 5 key moves are to move from where you are now to where they are to where you want to be. It will save you a lot of time then, because you will get things wrong. Even if they give you the 5 key moves, each of the key moves, you'll still get it wrong. You'll still have to try again, but you'll get it a whole lot faster, because you might think you know the 5 key moves, start down that path, and then realize, no, that's not going to get me there. Retract, plan another 5 moves in a different direction. And that's still fine too. You'll learn a lot and you'll be able to help. Like I said, we're all about serving. So you'll be able to serve a whole lot more people if you get more wrong. That's part of finding the lessons and the fact that you never fail. Because anything you get wrong, you learn from, you can then teach someone else not to do that. So, you're helping other people through that. So having your 5 key moves and 5 smaller goals, have those 5 smaller goals, because that will build your confidence faster. Because it's a cycle of stepping outside your comfort zone, trying something, getting it wrong, finding lessons, trying again, getting it wrong, finding lessons, trying again. It's just taking action out just outside of your comfort zone over and over until you get it right, and then you practice getting it right over and over until you build competence, and then the competence creates confidence, and being confident at something, funnily enough, then makes it within your comfort zone again. So you're always, the circle of confidence always brings you back to your comfort zone. It's just that your comfort zone gets wider and wider every time. So we want to make building confidence a habit. We want to get in the habit and become comfortable with the uncomfortable. We want to be comfortable with being outside of our comfort zone. So consistent action will equal competence, and competence will equal confidence. Confidence will equal a new comfort zone. Consistent action outside that comfort zone creates more competence, and the cycle just continues up and up and up. So now that you've got lots to think about, I know you can get there all on your own, but you're probably wondering, okay, Bronte, so what do you have to offer? How can you help me pivot with confidence? How can you help me take bold action and get to my ideal self in 5 years' time? Well, one, you can try using Kylie's workbooks, which you can buy from her website, or you can drop a me below if you want to go on the draw to win one of her 2 workbooks. And if you want to know more about those workbooks, make sure you check out the first episode from yesterday from this masterclass. But number 2 is, of course, you can work with me and I can help you build your confidence faster and get you to where you want to be faster. And it's funny because, everyone just wants to get there faster. Like, give me a shortcut, give me a shortcut. But one thing before we get into this is to remember what goes up must go down first. And that's something that is kind of flips the script on what you've been taught, right? Everyone's saying, what goes up must go down. You throw a ball up, it will come down. But you think about it, when you go to throw the ball up, you don't just go up. You get some, you come down, right? It's in that move of what goes up must come down first. Anything in life, you think about birds learning to fly. And they, little baby birds jumping out of the nest. They've got to fall a few times before they learn how to pick themselves up and fly. Everything that comes down, everything that goes up must come down first. So if you want to learn how to fly, be prepared that you've got to come down first. And you're like, what do you mean, Bronte? Well, it means that this is going to be hard. You're not going to get it right on the first go. I can't just wave a magic wand and have you flying with confidence, achieving all your goals tomorrow. You will come down first, and that's something you've got to be prepared for. You can either choose to stay in your comfort zone, doing the same thing over and over again for the next 40 years, to hopefully have 20 years after that to enjoy the life you really want. Or you can, that's a camp left behind, if you remember from yesterday. Or you can choose camp confidence, where you put in the hard work. You might get things wrong, but when you start to get things right, you build that confidence and you get to the life that you want to have. So how can I help you get that? So we've talked about visualizing our dream life. And I'm sure when I did that, that with you at the start of this masterclass, you were thinking, well, I dream about this quite often. Raise your hand if you dream about your dream life quite often. When you close your eyes, go to sleep, when you're sitting on a plane or a train or a car, staring out the window into thin air, when you're in the shower, you zone out, you start thinking about your dream life, right? Your imagination just starts running wild and picturing all the things you would do in this life if you, had the confidence or had the resources, had the knowledge or the money or whatever it is to get things right and do what you really wanted to do in life. So the question is, do you want to action your imagination? Do you? Because yes, we all have that running show inside of our minds, that alternative life where our fabulously confident alter ego runs around our heads, living out their best life and achieving all the goals, making all the bold moves that we wish we could make in real life. Give me a hands up below or a me below if you can relate to that. Because I get it, trust me. Sometimes the imagination show is my most watched show. And often it can make me feel like crap because I'm not living it. But what if we could make that show, bring that show to life and make you the main character of it? I know, right? That would just be like #goals. So yeah, I know, it's scary stuff. Like, what would actually happen if our dreams became a reality? You're probably like, as much as you love imagining it, you might be like, oh, I couldn't actually do that because I'm not that person. It feels like a whole different person, right? what would it look like if we were actually confident and just did the things we wanted to, no matter what others say, no matter what happens to us along the way? To achieve something you've never done before, you need to do something that you've never done before. You need to become something that you've never become before, right? When you think of that person in your head living out their best life, it feels like a different person. And it is a different person, because to become that person, you have to grow and shift and evolve into a whole new person. So sure, you could learn to build confidence on your own and achieve your goals on your own. Like I said, you can break down your 5 key steps and go over here and then realize it wasn't the 5 key moves, and then come back and then try another 5 key moves, and eventually you will figure it out and you will achieve your goals on your own. Who wants to spend more time figuring out how to get there? You know, what if there was a shortcut you could take? I know everyone loves a good shortcut, like, Bronte, I don't have time to waste. I just want that dream life. Give it to me. How do I get there? Or what if I could give you the gift of your main character manuscript? So you can pivot with confidence and take action on your imagination to create success. Wouldn't that be awesome? But before we go any further, just got to check if you've made it to the end. I'm sure you're interested, but before we go any further, just want to let you know, this is for action takers. This is only for driven women with big goals for 2022. Women that know they would get there on their own. They want the shortcut and the secret sauce to get them there faster. They're sick of having the confidence and self-belief drained out of them by those around them, and looking for an uplifting community that's going to build them back up. Because, as another one of my favorite saying goes, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. So in order to be confident and to achieve goals, you've got to be surrounded by a group of go-getters, right? So that's what I can offer you. So if this sounds like you, then keep reading. The people have always commented on my high level of confidence, and look, I've spent the last 2 years at least finding out why that is and all there is to know about confidence, how it works and how to get it. And the number one thing is that there is no success without confidence. So if you want your dream life, you want to be successful, you want to live out your purpose, a bit of passion in there, you want to be successful, you've got to have confidence to achieve it. And I know you're wanting to achieve success and bring your main character to life that lives out their purpose and lives out their dream life. So I've worked hard to perfect the confidence cycle method that I've briefly touched on. I've said what it is, but I haven't shown you how to do it. But I've built it into my new signature offer to get you living your main character life sooner. And I call it, drum roll please, the Confidence Club. As you may have heard me talk, you probably heard me talk about the Confidence Club before, but to better explain it, it's part one-on-one coaching, part group coaching, and part self-talk. So you get the best of all methods and can really lean into the teaching style that works best for you, because everyone's different. But to get this party started, the first 10 people to join the club this month, you'll get an upgrade. Because this program is all about learning to make bold moves. So why not start by taking action and making a bold move today? So what is our signature offer? Well, this is what you'll normally get while you're working with us. You get 90 days of wraparound support, community, accountability, training, and fun, of course. You know I love fun. 12 video training modules on how to build confidence to work through at your own pace. You'll have access to those forever, so you can go totally at your own pace. A workbook covering all those modules in summary so that you don't have to take notes. I know I just want to be able to focus on a video. There's nothing worse than like having to, you miss half the video because you're too busy scrolling and scribbling out notes. So you'll get a workbook with all the notes that you can go over and add to. You have weekly group coaching calls with the whole community and me, of course, that can learn from both myself and one another. I love that support, and as much as I can teach you, there's everyone around you can learn from too. So it's really cool, creating this collaborative space where you can find people that you can work with and building one another up. You get 2 one-on-one growth sessions with me. You get physical resources to guide you on your journey of confidence, because who doesn't love gifts in the mail and having something tangible to work with? And I will tell you that if you sign up, you will get one of Kylie's workbooks for free. And if you're one of the lucky winners that wins one from this, I'll give you the other one that you didn't receive. So that's something cool. So you'll get daily content to keep you motivated and on track. You'll get weekly email check-ins from me to keep you accountable and get your questions answered. So even if you couldn't make the live Q&As, we can still help you with your direct questions via email. And of course, weekly lives that answer all the frequently asked questions, because of course, if you have a question, someone else probably has it too. So, and a bonus for the first 10 people who join us, which is cool because everyone loves a bonus. So if you're one of the first 10 people, you get a bonus one-on-one training session with me, a bonus month of coaching, 100% free, priority support, and a sweet 25% discount. So also, probably the most important thing to mention is that this is like a beta test for this. It's only the second time I've done it. So come July 2022, after this round wraps up, we're bumping up the cost of the Confidence Club. So April is literally the best time to work with us in this 90-day round because it's the cheapest it'll ever be moving forward. Not to mention, you'll be living your main character life, being your best self by mid-2022. If you're intrigued, curious, want more info, drop win below and I'll reach out with more details and see if it's a fit for you. That is win if you're interested in winning your dream life, building it today. So if you want more info, comment win below. And I hope you have all enjoyed this and you've got lots to take away. You've learned something new, whether you work with me or not. I hope you really do just take that bold action and step outside your comfort zone and build your confidence, because I promise you, you won't regret it. So thank you so much to everyone for joining me both yesterday and today, and everyone watching the replay or live. Don't forget to let me know if you're watching live or replay so I can see where you're where you're all at, and I'll catch you all on the next video. So thanks guys, and see you all next time.